Hey guys, Marsengan here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so we got a data download on Global this morning. As expected, we saw a bunch of teasers in the news yesterday for upcoming events, so we knew we'd have to be getting a data download before all of that stuff came out. And as I talked about in yesterday's video, we had the speculation on whether we were going to see Jiren or Cell Max potentially dropping, because of course these guys use medals that already exist in the game, so we don't need a teaser in the news. Like, you know, when we get a new Dokkan Fest and it says a new Dokkan event is coming, we don't need to get something like that for these Yellow Coin or Carnival LRs because they use these pre-existing medals. So we got the data download, as you can see from the title, and you probably know some of the info, but we're going to be going into all the details. Cell Max is going to be dropping tomorrow on Global. We also got a big surprise because it came out on the JP data download that was a little bit after Globals as well. The STR LR Turles Army is getting an EZA later this week as well. So a bunch of interesting stuff. We're going to run through the data download thread here, and then we'll go over the details for the Turles EZA at the end as well. So make sure you stick around for those. Hit that like button on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. We will shout out our boy Proton, as always, for putting together the thread here with all of the data download info. So we'll go ahead and jump straight in. So you can see some of the images of the stuff that's been put in the files. We have a promo movie. Of course, we always get one of those now for whenever a new unit releases, that just kind of shows off some of the characters, animations and everything. So we have the Cell Max promo video. I love this animation for him. Well, I knew, like, when we talked about even in the past when Superhero was like being the anniversary and people thought Cell Max could be the part 2 unit instead of the Gammas, like how good that laser beams like AoE thing would be as like a super attack animation for him. So that's super cool. So obviously we have Cell Max's card arts, the SSR, TUR and LR. He is available, as I say, tomorrow at the normal banner time. So at the time that this video goes up, it's going to be less than 24 hours until he comes out. Then we have the free-to-play farmable STR Devilman, because we got the thing in the news yesterday for the teaser for that DB Saga Barber story event. So this guy is farmable from that stage. We have new quest area that is in the game already. So if you haven't already, go check that out. We've got 4 new stages of the quest mode. So there's a bunch of free stones there to pick up. More stuff added into the Blue Gem exchange shop as well. So you can pick up more Kais and more Hercule statues. They've also updated the rewards page for the Extreme Super Battle Road treasure item. So there's now more stamina upgrades and box space available as well. So make sure you go ahead and grab those. We do have a new stage of ESBR coming out. So if you've used all your currency at this point, you will be able to at least pick up one of those tomorrow. So then we have the details for some of the stuff that we did see in the news yesterday. Super Battle Road Stage 84, which is Accelerated Battle. That will be out tomorrow at the same time as the Cell Max banner. Of course, we will, as always, go ahead and get the no item run done for that. Then we have a new stage of Infinite Dragon Ball History, the superhero stage. This was like a big hint when we got this teaser yesterday that they were going to release Cell Max, because you fight Cell Max at the end of this event, right? And it's very rare. It has happened before, but it's very rare that we have bosses in the game that are cards, but those cards aren't actually out yet, right? Like, even there was an event, I can't remember if it was for the Shadow Dragons one or something, but like a character that wasn't out on Global yet, we didn't get the event where they were a boss until like the same celebration where they then did actually drop on Global. So this could have been a big hint straight away that Cell Max was coming out. We obviously now have the confirmation that he is. But Infinite Dragon Ball History, obviously one of those nice, little bit of an easier event. You can get a chance to play around with some units and teams that you maybe don't use as much for the really difficult endgame content, and then get a few stones out of it as well. So new Infinite Dragon Ball History stage coming to Global tomorrow morning with all the other stuff as well. And then stage 61 of Extreme Super Battle Road Low Class Warrior. It's a shame that technically this team is like, Low Class Warrior should really just be called Low Class Saiyans, because obviously the Turles Army is not on there. But Low Class Warriors is not the best team in the world, but has some decent units on there now. Some of the Bardock characters with the EZAs and stuff, so we'll be getting the no item run done for that one as well. And then, as I say, the ESBR treasure shop has been updated, so you can get more stamina upgrades, box space, and stuff like that. So then this is the Dragon Ball Story event. It has 4 stages, category bonus for Earthlings. One of the stages, obviously, you can farm the Devil Man, and then one of the stages you can farm the medals to awaken him. So the more Earthlings units you have on the team, the higher the drop rate. It's separated into 2 posts. There are actually 7 stages. So with the 2 difficulties, that means at least 14 stones plus any missions for actually farming up the Devil Man. Usually they do have missions for farming the free-to-play characters. So there's a nice few free stones from that as well. We have a story assets and story movies for the Barber Story event. The Pilaf trio from one of their LR super attacks. And then yeah, we have the LR Turles Army EZA. So the category weakness is Goku family, and then obviously legendary power because they're an LR. I will have a team building guide for this out on Thursday, since the EZA comes out on Friday morning. So the 23rd. It starts earlier than usual though, which is strange. Yeah, the 23rd is Friday. The event comes out at 6 AM for some reason instead of 7:30. I don't know why, because if it was coming out on both versions at the same time, the JP release time is usually after the normal time for global. But yeah, seemingly the EZA for LR Turles comes out early on Friday, which is interesting. But yeah, we'll do the team building guide for them. I'll go over their details here in just a moment as well for what they do post EZA. We have the Battlefield Reset, which is for the worldwide celebration. Special one actually starts tomorrow. That's interesting. Worldwide Campaign Special Edition Part 1 is what the header image says. And this actually starts tomorrow as well. But this starts at 9 AM, which is when like the JP stuff normally comes out. So this comes out, I guess, on both versions at the same time at 9 AM. Then we have the countdown images for the worldwide celebration. These will start appearing as of tomorrow. Because Broly has been confirmed as the Part 1 of the celebration, and that is movie 8. The 7 days countdown images are of the 7 movies before Broly. So we have Garlic Jr., Weelo, Turles, Lord Slug, Final Form Cooler, Metal Cooler, and Android 13. Android 13 obviously being movie 7, and then we go into movie 8, which is Broly. Movie 9 is BoJack, so a lot of people speculating that BoJack would be part 2, which I think would be very cool. Getting a new Broly and a new BoJack, big buffs to Extreme. BoJack more so with the categories he's on and the links he has. Really good buff for Extreme teams. We're getting another Redstone, pretty common with these big celebrations. Obviously the pity coin is in the data for Cell Max, because Cell Max is a yellow coin banner with the pity system. So we'll be on pity coin number 5, because obviously they are numbered so that you can't use them between banners. Any spare ones that you don't use, like by the end, get converted into yellow coins. Then we have the worldwide campaign celebration tickets. So these should be the ones that you trade in the memorial stones for. Obviously the memorial stones incoming sometime within the next week. Based on the amount of stones that you've spent throughout the year, you'll get a certain number of memorial stones, and you can either trade those directly into a unit of your choice from the list, which usually they have quite a high cost, or you just trade the stones 1 for 1 for tickets, which then let you summon on the banners. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on how you would be using those. For me, like, the banner that you can use the tickets on doesn't usually end up having a lot of characters that I need on it. I think the newest Dokkan Fest that it goes up to for global is Tech Super Trunks. But let me know your guys' thoughts. We also have confirmation that, as always, I mean, global's been getting this for the last year or so, I feel like, at this point. Purchasable ticket packs for the Cell Max banner. It's the premium one, so these are similar for the ones that you get for the Gohan banner, where you get 30 characters, but you'll also get 30 of the pity coins as well. So considering that you only need 200 to get the actual unit, if you can buy these ticket packs, if you are a spender and you want to summon for Cell Max, these can obviously work out very nicely. I pulled the Ribrian Trio when they came out off of the premium tickets. I got super lucky on the Gohan banner. The tickets obviously help you to get to that number of pity coins a lot quicker as well. So, and then we just have a bunch of story assets for that Dragon Ball Story event, nothing else related to the data download. So that's everything in the data download. Loads of stuff coming out tomorrow, bunch of stuff coming out on Friday. Cell Max being the big thing that we'd kind of speculated but now have the full confirmation. And then of course the Turles Army being the interesting one. So shout out to Toon. Toon did post a image from Dokkan info here, so we can see what the LR Turles Army EZA looks like. They are a Terrifying Conquerors lead for 4 key 150 or Extreme STR types 4 key 100%. I mean, Yellow Coin LRs never have the best leader skills, even post EZA anyway, so we're not so much worried about their leader skill as we are how good they are when we run them on teams. So attack and defense 180, key 1 up to 5, attack 10% up to 50, and damage reduction 10% up to 50 per Terrifying Conquerors or Planetary Destruction ally on the team, depending on which has the most members. So it includes themselves, because it doesn't say self-excluded. So if you're running them on a Terrifying Conquerors or Planetary Destruction team, getting a bunch of extra attack, but then more importantly 50% damage reduction, seems pretty good. And of course, this is now coming out right before the worldwide celebration, where we now know we're getting Broly in part 1. Z Broly is on Planetary Destruction, so if his leader skill ends up being really good and we're running a double Broly team, that's already 2 other Planetary Destruction allies. This guy, Tech LR Broly could get an EZA, Int Broly could get an EZA, so Broly's team could end up being very, very easy to run 5 Planetary Destruction characters on, depending what his leader skill is. You have characters like Harudagan as well, so certainly could be fairly easy to have those 5 allies, including these guys as well. I mean, it does mean you are running the team, like you can only have 1 non-Terrifying Conquerors or Planetary Destruction ally if you want these guys to have their full passive, but hopefully Broly's team works out well enough that that's easy enough to do, right? So then they get an additional attack and defense 100% when performing a super, and if there's an Earthbred Fighters enemy, they get an additional attack 50%. Obviously that does apply to a lot of the difficult like blue zone stages and stuff like that, so that's good. Terrifying Conquerors or Planetary Destruction allies 3 key and attack and defense 50%. So very solid support, which obviously applies to them as well. They're going to be a big support for the new Broly, so that's really good. They get an additional 6 key and attacks effective against all types when the enemy is in attack down or stunned. I mean, some tough bosses can be attack down, so that could be quite useful. Stunning, not so much outside of like Super Battle Road or Battlefield anymore. So attacks effective against all types when key is 20, and then attacks crits are all crits guaranteed, and a guaranteed additional super when key is 24. Now, the thing is, if the enemy's not stunned or attack lowered, so they get that extra 6 key, they don't have other ways of getting extra key outside of the passive. So if you've built the team with the 5 allies, they are getting 5 extra key. I don't know how easy it's going to be for them to get 24 key, but these guys obviously could be a super good floating support unit for this Broly team. Because of course this unit does have big bad bosses. Their super attack effects, the 12 key is raise attack and defense for 1 turn, colossal damage, high chance to stun. So they do finally raise defense on their supers. Their 18 key is greatly raise for 1 turn, mega colossal damage, and a 70% chance to stun. So if you're getting 24 key, you're getting the greatly raise. Then if they've got the 24 key, they get a guaranteed additional, which is a raise. And then from their passive, or sorry, from the hidden potential, you could get another super attack as well. They do still have the active skill when HP is 60% or less, or starting from the 8th turn. You eat the fruit of the Tree of Might, and they just get guaranteed 24 key, which obviously is then giving them effective against all types, guaranteed crit, and an additional super attack. So definitely seems like they could be really, really good. Strong slot 2 or 3 unit, primarily slot 3 floating support unit for a Terrifying Conquerors or Planetary Destruction team, but they do seem very good. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Like I say, I will make a team building guide for them that will be out on Thursday, and then their EZA comes out on Friday, and we will be EZAing them and checking them out and seeing what they can do. Obviously before Broly releases, the team building for them will be a little bit interesting. Definitely a buff for the AGL Frieza team if you're running his team with like a Terrifying Conquerors build, so that could certainly be fun to try, but we'll see how these guys are once they are actually in game. Let me know all your thoughts on everything in the data download. Are you going to be summoning for Cell Max? Are you excited for the worldwide celebration stuff, the Turles EZA? Let me know all your thoughts down below. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.